Hello, my name is Miles McGeehan, and I'm excited to share some of the exemplar attributes of this Catalyst Award course. This hybrid course was designed as part of my graduate research studying the impact of hybrid curriculum on students and teacher alike. The course was implemented by a host teacher with 7th grade students in a rural Montana face-to-face classroom. The students and host teacher had no prior experience using computers daily in science class. The course navigation menu buttons were arranged first by general support topics, followed by the meat of the course, activities, discussion, blogs, and wikis. Students began with Expedition Overview. The course was designed using facets of the expeditionary learning philosophy. Students took on the role of a presidential advisor. The president had 12 questions regarding climate change and global warming topics. In the end, students presented their responses with evidence collected throughout the course through student-created blogs. The course content was broken into 4 main modules, each containing numerous lessons and activities. But before students embarked on Module 1, they first completed the Getting Started module, which housed a variety of practice tasks that reinforced navigation skills and collaborative communication activities. First, students watch a basic video tutorial about navigation of the course.
For instance, we're going to observe, graph, and analyze temperature variation in the schoolyard, and specific directions to complete this assignment.
Following the basic video tutorial, students will complete a treasure hunt where they download the actual assignment, participate in a treasure hunt, and then upload their work. All of this is just good practice getting students ready for later assignments in Module 1. They also complete a practice blog and a practice discussion. Once students have completed the Getting Started module, then they would progress on to the Expedition Activities area. Modules were arranged within content folders. Brief descriptions regarding the module's focus were included, as well as a review of the presidential questions that students should be able to answer at the outset of the module. The first exercise within each module began with a hook. A media item was used to focus students in a class-wide discussion. In this example, students read a prompt and analyzed a series of aerial time-lapse photos taken throughout the 20th century from a glacier in Washington state. They were then asked to participate in a face-to-face class discussion regarding the question in red. Below the hook, students found a series of activities and lessons arranged in sequential order. Dates were always included in the title to help students remain organized. Meticulously designed goals and objectives, incorporating logical content presentation, facilitating learner engagement, and developing effective technology integration into this blended setting were paramount to the project's success. Each activity within these modules included clear objectives and directions. Enlarged font size and color schemes were intentionally used for young novice digital learners. Notice that the objectives were always in green and directions were always in black. Traditional assignments, labs, and activities were adapted from the National Science Foundation and the National Science Teachers Association and digitized successfully. These activities were selected to assist with teaching climate science topics since they were vetted from a large scientific and teaching community. In addition to these resources, a variety of rich, engaging media were chosen from sources such as NASA or primary sources such as video interviews of indigenous farmers throughout the world. This wealth or high-quality resources had a tremendous impact on students in a rural environment. At the outcome of this course, students were expected to build a portfolio which vividly demonstrated their new awareness of the work climate scientists do, how climate is studied, and how climate scientists make predictions. In order to support emerging 7th grade students' navigation, all student activities and resources were linked within each module. Here, a student would download an Excel worksheet to complete for this activity. There's also a link to a website that they need to use to collect data regarding weather in their local environment for the last month. Also note that a scoring rubric is attached within this activity. Notice that when students download the digital worksheet, notice that this digital worksheet has clear objectives and directions on it. And a template is already built, allowing students to easily migrate data from the website that was previously linked into this spreadsheet. Data that they enter into the spreadsheet is automatically graphed below. Students merely have to add a title and labels to the graph, and then they can upload their work back into the course sites area. Providing a template for emerging middle school students is important to provide them opportunity for success. In later activities and later modules, students are required to complete these tasks in a more autonomous nature. Many assignments also included links to discussion boards, blogs, and wikis when applicable. In this particular one, the student will click this title and automatically be taken to a blog. Here's an example of a media item included within an activity.
What a difference a year makes. If you live anywhere from Boston to Chicago.
Here's another assignment with a hyperlinked page where students will read through this content, move through different types of interactive simulations, and so forth. Upon returning to the course in the next activity, students participate in a review game. Students have the option of viewing a variety of different activities, for instance, flashcards or crossword puzzle, using the StudyMate class option. I'd like to highlight one more activity which I found is very effective. This is in Module 3. This is a research activity that requires students to find current physical signs of climate change. First, they download this Word document, which serves as a graphic organizer. Students need to take notes on a variety of different topics. They're required to do at least 4, but they have space to record thoughts on more. Now, the module actually contains about 14 different research articles, some of which are interactive websites like this one from NASA. The module also includes a lot of different types of videos, and a lot of videos taken directly from primary source researchers throughout different types of scientific environments. Survey questions of students participating in this activity demonstrated high interest. Students really appreciated the opportunity to be able to choose the type of research that they are interested in to take notes on. Furthermore, students oftentimes went beyond the minimum, and they were curious, and they looked through a lot of these different activities and took notes on more than just the basic expectations. The teachers assured that the research that the students were engaged with was from empirical scientific studies, and it was unbiased in nature. Another important aspect of course design was the inclusion of screencasts or short video tutorials embedded within different types of activities. At the end of Module 1, students were expected to answer 4 of the presidential questions by creating separate blog entries. In order for students to learn how to use the course site's blog tool, they could click here to view a short video on how to create a blog.
And in here, each student will have their own blog page.
Students could stop and pause these video tutorials as needed while they created their blog. Interactive and collaborative lesson activities were introduced in a simplistic but achievable manner because the hybrid course was designed for the purpose of introducing online course skills to 13-year-old students. Basic synchronous discussion board activities were first introduced in order to train students with regards to citizenship standards and community messaging. Discussion boards, blogs, and wikis always began with a teacher exemplar. So here are the directions for this particular discussion board, followed by what I named a student example. And then here you see the students' responses below. Synchronous blog activities were utilized to generate brief student feedback regarding daily warm-up questions or reflection responses. As the course continued to unfold, sophisticated as asynchronous individual student blogs and group wikis were utilized, both requiring more complex student interaction and effort. In this particular wiki, each team researched a different topic occurring currently in Antarctica. This group of specialists were biologists studying krill. They graphed krill data sets using Excel, embedded Excel into the wiki, and then they gave a summary of the trends within the graph, along with including media visually support their research topic. Each team uploaded their research into the wiki, and then they were responsible for learning what the other teams had researched by clicking on the other team's wiki pages. To support the host teacher, clear lesson plans, unit plans, and copies of digital student handouts were located in a hidden folder within the Helpful Resources tab. Thanks for taking a few minutes of your time to watch the attributes that make this an exemplary course. If you have any questions, please contact me at miles.mcgeehan@gmail.com.